Rising above clouds wrapped in mist and mystery, the mountains of America stand as timeless guardians of the wild. Each peak, each valley, a chapter in the Earth's greatest story. In the heart of Colorado, the Rocky Mountains stretch endlessly, a rugged kingdom of alpine lakes, golden meadows, and summits that scrape the sky. To the northwest, Mount Rainier towers above the horizon, its glacier-crowned peak glowing with fire at sunrise, a beacon that dominates the land below. Far into Alaska, the mighty Denali reigns supreme, the tallest in North America. Its sheer presence silences the world, reminding us what true wilderness feels like. Moving east, the Great Smoky Mountains roll like waves of green and blue, their misty ridges carrying the whispers of centuries past, a land both gentle and untamed. And where mountains meet the desert, the great sand dunes rise like an ocean of stone and sand, their golden slopes shifting with the wind, a surreal landscape unlike anywhere else on Earth. Together, they form a journey into America's most breathtaking peaks, where the air is thin, the view's eternal, and the spirit of adventure lives in every stone. Welcome to Rocky Mountain National Park, a place where the wild heart of Colorado rises above the plains, crowned with snow and sky. Spanning more than 400 square miles, this park is a sanctuary of soaring mountains, emerald forests, and crystal-clear lakes. From high alpine tundra to dense pine valleys, every corner feels like a different world waiting to be explored. One of the most unforgettable experiences is driving the Trail Ridge Road, the highest continuous paved highway in North America. Winding up to over 12,000 feet, the road offers panoramic views that stretch for miles across the Continental Divide. At these heights, the air is thin, the wind is sharp, and the tundra blooms with tiny wildflowers that survive in the harshest conditions. Down below, the Bear Lake area is a gateway to some of the park's most beautiful hikes. Trails weave past glacial lakes like Emerald Lake, Dream Lake, and Nymph Lake, where the water reflects towering granite peaks. In autumn, golden aspens light up the valleys in brilliant color. Wildlife thrives here. Elk herds roam the meadows at dawn and dusk, their haunting calls echoing through the trees. Bighorn sheep cling to rocky cliffs. If you're lucky, you might even spot a black bear moving silently through the forest. As you explore, the elevation changes transform the landscape again and again, from ponderosa pine forest to alpine tundra, where almost nothing grows. Along the way, you'll find quiet moments, a sunrise over Long's Peak, the tallest mountain in the park, or the hush of falling snow in winter. For countless generations, people have come to these mountains to find perspective and peace. The Ute and Arapaho peoples called these peaks home long before roads and trails were built. Their history and spirit remain woven into the land. At night, Rocky Mountain National Park becomes a sanctuary of stars. Far from city lights, the Milky Way stretches across the sky in dazzling clarity. Whether you're here to hike, drive, watch wildlife, or simply breathe the thin mountain air, this place will stay with you. Because in Rocky Mountain National Park, nature is vast, powerful, and endlessly alive. In the heart of the Pacific Northwest, rising through layers of mist and pine, stands a giant of ice and stone, Mount Rainier. Towering at 14,410 feet, this sleeping volcano is the crown of Washington State and the centerpiece of a wilderness unlike any other. It commands not just the landscape, but the imagination. All around its base, Mount Rainier National Park unfolds in textures and layers, deep valleys carved by ancient glaciers, alpine lakes so still they mirror the sky, forests older than memory. In midsummer, the air is thick with the scent of pine and the buzz of bees. Trails wind gently upward, each turn revealing another perspective of the mountain, massive, silent, and snow-capped. In the lower elevations, Grove of the Patriarchs welcomes you beneath trees over 1,000 years old. Their bark is thick and cool to the touch, their trunks wrapped in moss. The forest feels like a cathedral, where every breath is slower, every sound softer. As you hike higher, waterfalls cut across the land like silver threads. Narada Falls, Christine Falls, and Comet Falls spill from steep cliffs into mossy gorges, their waters fed by the very glaciers that wrap Rainier's flanks. But it's the changing light that transforms this park into something unforgettable. At dusk, the mountain glows in soft tones of copper and lavender, as if the sun itself is bowing out in reverence. The clouds stretch thin and golden across the sky, and the air cools to a whisper. This park is more than scenery. It's a living system of fire and ice, movement and stillness. It's a place where you feel the earth not as a concept, but as a presence, alive beneath your boots, around every bend and above every tree line. Whether you come to summit its heights, wander its wildflower meadows, or simply gaze up in awe, Mount Rainier will stay with you, not as a postcard, not as a memory, but as a feeling. In the wild, untamed heart of Alaska stands a place where time feels ancient and nature reigns supreme. This is Denali National Park, home to the tallest peak in North America. Denali, a frozen titan rising 20,310 feet into the sky, carved by glaciers, wrapped in clouds, crowned in ice. But Denali is more than a mountain. It's a vast, breathing wilderness, an untouched frontier. Sprawling tundras roll endlessly into the horizon. Grizzlies roam through golden grass. Caribou cross rivers under the watching eyes of eagles. Here silence speaks. You hear the wind through spruce trees, glaciers cracking in the distance, and the soft rhythm of nature, alive and free. You might camp beneath the northern lights, or catch a glimpse of a lone wolf disappearing into the morning mist. Or maybe you'll soar above it all, in a bush plane, flying past icy ridges and winding rivers, feeling like you're touching the sky itself. Denali isn't easy. It's not meant to be, but it offers something rare: perspective, peace, and awe. This is the last true wilderness, raw, majestic, unforgettable. Denali, where the earth feels eternal. In the misty borderlands between North Carolina and Tennessee, the Great Smoky Mountains rise in soft blue ridges that seem to stretch forever. This is America's most visited national park, a place where ancient mountains and old-growth forests create a world that feels both timeless and alive. At dawn, a silver haze drifts through the valleys, curling around the treetops like a living thing. The Cherokee once called these mountains Chaconage, the land of blue smoke. And when you stand at an overlook and watch the fog lifting, you understand why. Trails wind through dense woods filled with towering tulip poplars, oaks, and hemlocks. In spring, wildflowers bloom in astonishing variety: trillium, lady slippers, and fields of delicate phlox. Waterfalls spill down mossy rock faces in hidden hollows. Laurel Falls, Grotto Falls, Rainbow Falls, each with its own quiet music. In Cades Cove, a wide green valley opens among the ridges. Here, deer graze in the meadows, and black bears wander the edges of the trees. Old pioneer cabins and churches stand preserved, reminders of the families who once farmed this land. Drive the Newfound Gap Road, and the landscape shifts with every turn, from deep forests to sweeping vistas, where you can see ridge after ridge fading into the distance. At Clingman's Dome, the highest point in the park, a short walk takes you to a tower where the view stretches for 100 miles on a clear day. As evening comes, the Smokies reveal another kind of beauty. The last light touches the ridges in soft gold. In summer, thousands of fireflies flicker in the twilight, turning the forest into a living constellation. More than any single view, the Smoky Mountains offer a feeling, a quiet invitation to slow down, breathe the cool air, and remember the deep rhythms of the natural world. Whether you hike to a hidden waterfall, watch the sunrise break over the peaks, or simply stand among the trees, this place stays with you long after you've gone. In a hidden corner of southern Colorado, where the Sangre de Cristo Mountains rise like ancient sentinels, the earth whispers in golden waves. Welcome to Great Sand Dunes National Park, a surreal meeting of wind, sand, water, and time, where the landscape seems borrowed from another planet. This isn't just a desert. This is a place where sand climbs to the sky, forming North America's tallest dunes, some soaring over 750 feet tall. Here, the ground breathes with heat and light, and every gust of wind carves new stories into the ever-shifting hills. Step into this alien wilderness, and the world you knew feels far away. As your feet sink into warm grains, you climb not just a dune, but a moment suspended in silence. Each step upward challenges your body, while your soul soars with the expansive view. At the summit, it's just you, the wind, and a 360-degree sweep of vastness. The San Luis Valley stretches out below like a dreamscape, and behind you, snow-capped peaks guard the sands like timeless watchmen. Come summer, Medano Creek flows at the base of the dunes, creating a rare and playful desert oasis. Children splash, dogs dash, and laughter echoes between the mountains and dunes, all made more magical by the phenomenon of surge flow, where waves ripple like a pulsing heartbeat across the sand. As twilight descends, the dunes catch fire with amber light. Shadows stretch long and deep, and the cool evening wind hums across the rippled slopes. Then, the stars arrive, in numbers so vast and bright, it feels like the cosmos has spilled over the edge of the universe. This is one of the darkest night skies in America. And here, under the Milky Way, you don't just look up, you fall into it. Great Sand Dunes is not a place you merely visit. It's a place that visits you, leaves its grains in your shoes, its silence in your thoughts, and its sky in your memories. The mountains are calling, and their echoes are eternal. Subscribe now to climb higher, to see further, to journey deeper into the world's greatest wonders. Like this video if these peaks took your breath away. And tell us if you could stand atop one of these giants tomorrow. Which mountain would you choose? Because the adventure doesn't end here. It only rises with the next horizon.